Sam here. In our last video, we talked about warming up off the wall before you start climbing. Today, we're going to talk about the remainder of your climbing session. Warming up on the wall, seeking out challenges, and then cooling down and stretching at the end of your climbing session.
Our on-the-wall warm-up should always start on easier terrain, larger holds, and good feet. Don't get lazy just because things are a little bit easier. Focus on precision and really paying attention to where your body's positioned, especially your hips on the wall. Don't forget to chalk up, and then slowly move into steeper and steeper terrain. Over time, you should move into steeper terrain on moderate holds, or relatively flat terrain, vertical terrain on smaller holds. Don't try to jump directly into really steep terrain on small holds. You want to try and keep those two things separate until we're ready to start projecting. Focus is on warming the entire body up on a variety of terrain, not going too far too fast. Once we're warmed up, we'll move on to projecting. Be sure to brush up your holds, make sure that you'll have a plan before you start climbing, and always chalk up. The most important thing about projecting, whether you're returning to something you climbed before or trying something off of the new set, is to give your best effort. If you're trying really, really hard, you're gonna fall. If you climb everything in like 2 or 3 tries, it's not really a project. You need to be challenging yourself, and falling, it's part of how we grow. You might get frustrated, that's normal. But at the end of the day, you should take all of those little mistakes, adjust, learn, and then when you put it together, you're going to be a stronger climber in the long run. Growing in this way is part of what makes climbing so cool. So you wrapped up your projecting, you're pretty tired now, but don't just go home. Try to spend 20, maybe even 30 minutes going back and cooling down by repeating some boulders that you've climbed in the past. These shouldn't be particularly hard. If our fingers are spent, we don't want to tax them anymore, but these should be focused on mastering and repeating maybe trickier boulders that don't require you being at your top physical ability, but that have movements you want to be able to do even if you're tired. Then, before you go home, or maybe once you get home, try to spend some time picking some stretches. Stretching, especially in your hips, is going to be really, really valuable and translates incredibly well to our climbing. It's a great way to end the day.